Back at you with another video, man. This is Boxing Nocturnal Thoughts. And I just finished listening to and watching the Last Man Standing podcast, and they interviewed the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder. The interview dropped like 13 hours ago. Almost got 11,000 views. And it's an hour, 17 minutes long. I probably had listened to it twice. I probably listened to it on my ride home too. You know what I'm saying? Because I got an hour commute. But yeah, that was a long interview. And the thing about interviewing with Deontay Wilder is you just ask a question and then he'll just go on a long, run on thoughts, and he'd go off topic. And you gotta understand, like, some people think Deontay Wilder and his fan base is so dumb, period. I heard multiple people said, mainly, what's his video, his Hat Man Strikes Back. I got nothing disrespectful to say about Hat Man. I don't really pay attention to his channel that much, but every once in a while, I check in on this channel, and I guarantee you he's gonna sit there and watch the whole Deontay Wilder interview and probably gonna do a whole 2, 3, 4, 5 videos about him, and I'll probably check in and watch a couple of them. But he's one of those guys that just say Deontay Wilder is so dumb and delusional, and all his fans are dumb and delusional. And I say, look, if you can't listen to Deontay Wilder and find some gems, I mean, that's your problem. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, he do go on and talk. And sometimes he gonna go off the rails and say some shit. And that's how some people are. And if you the type of person, first of all, to say the man's so dumb, delusional, but you will sit there and listen to him, which I know you will. You know what I'm saying? What does that say about you? I mean, I just don't understand that. Like, we on YouTube talking about what other people do already, which is bad enough. You know what I'm saying? But you gonna sit here and analyze it and break down everything this man say, and then judge him like, this, that, and the third. Like, dude. See, I do the same thing when I talk. That's why I understand and I can relate. I ain't the smartest motherfucker in the world, but at the end of the day, I know if I'm listening to somebody that's dropping a gem, and if you take it and you can polish it up, somebody can use it. He might say, out of an hour-long interview, he might only say one thing for a half a second that is a jewel, and the rest might be bullshit. But at least a man dropped one jewel within an hour conversation. Some people can talk and never drop no real game or no real jewel, or never have nothing to say that's worth even saying. They just a bunch of bullshit on top of bullshit on top of bullshit. They just bullshit artists. You know what I'm saying? They could sit there and spin gold with their tongue and just talk a whole bunch of bullshit, and that'd be entertaining and intellectual to some people. It is what it is. Anyways, man, he talked about everything. He talked about everything. When it comes to what I don't agree with, like he said, I'm not privy to sit down at the table with the same circle. I put it like this. I never thought that Mark Breland tampered with his water. I never thought that Deontay Wilder, or that Tyson Fury had egg weights in his glove. And a lot of the conspiracy that was tied to the loss in the second fight, I didn't believe it. That doesn't make it not have any kind of validity, or you never fucking know. I just didn't. I don't believe that was the case. Do I believe that Tyson Fury completely was honest, Abe, and even playing field, and didn't find no kind of a leverage where he found some kind of a way to, I mean, it's boxing to me. And boxing, yeah, there's always going to be somebody trying to find a way to have an advantage. But the conspiracies that was tied to that loss in the second match, I thought it was just too many of them. So to me, if one thing would have been one thing, that would have been cool, but it couldn't have been all of it. It couldn't. I just didn't feel like you could have the spike water, egg weight in the glove, and the fingernail scratching. There's a lot of shit with that second fight with the whole conspiracy. I just never thought that was the case. But I'm not going to take that whole situation and just say, Deontay Wilder is delusional. I understand how things snowballed into that, and I'm not saying that it don't have no truth in it, because it got some truth in it somewhere. It's just not worth me trying to find it out what it is. It's in the past. So he talked on that, but mostly what he was talking about was his present mind state, him being healthy mentally. And that is what I'm saying is a jewel that's undeniable, because a lot of these dudes ain't healthy mentally. They're not even happy at all. Like Anthony Joshua had a nervous breakdown. I like Anthony Joshua, but I think right now he's dealing with his own little mental situation that, I think he'll figure it out, but I don't think he's just necessarily a happy person with himself. Most people ain't fucking happy. Tyson Fury, whole advocate, his whole thing was coming back from mental depression and how he's still fighting. And he won the biggest fight in his life against Vladimir Klitschko, and then he went on a whole road of self-destruction and depression because he was unhappy. Most people aren't happy. I think Tyson Fury right now, he kind of figured out where he needed to be for him to be a happy person, but he had to go through a whole lot of shit. And that's what I'm saying with Deontay Wilder, he cracked that code a long time ago. So a lot of people was thinking he was so depressed and this, that, and the third. That man genuinely looked like a happy person. If you want to call him delusional, be my guest. Whatever he is, it makes him must-see TV, and it makes him probably one of the most entertaining figures in the boxing business right now, period, point blank. He's to me, Deontay Wilder, you're going to see how missed he is when with him coming back. I guarantee you it's going to spark a flame. It's like Deontay Wilder, whatever you want to call him, however you want to perceive him, I guarantee you're going to watch him. I guarantee you're going to watch him. You have to watch him. Like, to be honest with you, Alexander Usyk could fight somebody right now. If it's not Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua, I wouldn't even be that thrilled to watch him fight. He's an entertaining dude, you know what I'm saying? But it's almost like, look at, people ain't really just having to see Canelo versus Triple G for the third time. His fans will. But I'm saying, people finna stop and watch Deontay Wilder and Clarissa Shields. I give all these boxers their props. All these guys, Anthony Joshua, Canelo, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, Clarissa Shields, Terrence Buck, Crawford, Errol Spence, Shakur, Devin Haney, Kambosos, all these boxers get my respect. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody perfect. But what I'm saying is, Deontay Wilder is a mental health. He has found a way to find a quality of life, and he's expressing that shit where it's not even about the money. It is about money because it's a business, but his happiness, his message, what he's talking about, I can relate and I can respect it. Period, point blank. I don't even know if he's going to win this fight against Elenius. He looked like he didn't trim down, lost all that bulk. His neck is looking like my neck down here. I expect to see him come into this fight probably about 215 pounds, something like that. And he really didn't even talk about the Helenius fight that much. He just said he liked the fact that Helenius has got the warrior mentality. And I expect the fight to, at some point in time, break out into fireworks. It's just because Deontay Wilder naturally is an explosive dude. He only can really fight that way. If it's like a snooze fest where he don't throw a lot of punches and he don't get the knockout and he get out boxing and then he'd be done. That'd be, close the curtains. It is what it is. Nothing like that really lasts forever. I kind of question the reason for him coming back. I get it, but I don't get it because I'm not him. But he says, to me, he seemed like he lost all the desire and love and the passion that he had. You don't even miss, I can relate to this, when you don't miss the gym, you don't miss the smell of it, the essence of it, when that shit is gone, it's just kind of gone. Like, even if it just comes back here and there, it's not like it was at a certain point in time where you just literally had to eat, sleep, and shit, training, nothing else mattered. That shit can't last forever either, but it can still have a little bit of like residual where I can see that he's kind of got a flame respark, but it ain't like it used to be. It's just, he said that the statue, and seeing all the people come celebrate the statue and seeing grown man cry, talking about how, ain't nothing wrong with me and crying. And, like all that, I get it. I respect it. I understand it. It ain't nothing wrong with me and crying at all whatsoever. I know some people going to look at that and they going to Jones on it. They going to laugh about it. They going to say, oh, who was these grown men that was crying at the statue? And then if they was there, they probably would have been crying and sobbing like some little bitches too. So everybody fucking cries. Ain't too many people that exist that don't have fucking tear ducts and emotions and they cry. And it is what it is. When he said it sound funny because Deontay Wilder, he gonna say the shit like, hey man, grown man crying, like, stop saying that shit, man. Okay, we get it. Niggas cry. Stop fucking emphasizing that. But I get the message. And that inspired him to come back to fighting. Hey man, to each is his own. If that's motivating him, because he got a big ass heart, he's still, to me, he's saying some of the right things to make me think that he is coming back 100% full force. But then at the same time, he is saying some things that make me question, like, not that if his heart's in it, I know his heart is in it, but is it enough? Is it enough of a flame that's reignited to where, it might just get smothered out real quick, or will it burn bigger to the point where he do want to line up a fight with Anthony Joshua? He do want to line up a fight with Andy Ruiz. He do want to line up a fight with Tyson Fury possibly, or George Joyce or Dubois, whoever the fuck is in position to fight him with his re-emergence, rising like a phoenix type mentality. Will that be big enough for him to actually do the next 3 years, like he say he gonna fight until he's 40? That's where I kind of question it. Or will he go in here, fight Helenius, get a big win, and retire, go out on top? Or we come in here, fight Helenius, and then lose, and then retire and say, you know what? I don't know. We gonna see. I don't know with Deontay Wilder. But what I do know is he's entertaining. He's must see TV, and I know a lot of people hating on him. That shit is ridiculous. Period. Point blank. I don't see nothing to hate. The man, even out his own mouth, still said, as far as respecting AJ as a man, he respect AJ as a man. He don't respect they way of doing business. He talked about the whole Anthony Joshua shit, why the fight never happened. People are gonna believe what they want to believe. I'll be honest with you, I don't know, don't care. That shit is a ship that sailed away. Even if they fought down the line, I won't be as excited about it as I was back when they was both undefeated and had the potential to be undisputed. But they fight later on down the line, it's cool to see them two fight. But it's like watching Kell Brook and Amir Khan fight down the line. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna serve the same purpose. But I still support it. I think he sounded excited about fighting Andy Ruiz, and that is what it is. But first, he got to get past Helenius. Excuse me. All in all, it was a good interview. Go watch it for yourself. I don't want to stress my video out way too long, talking about nothing. I just felt like it's the video, the the interview was so long, I won't even be able to recollect everything they talked about for me to just break down my thoughts on everything. So on the whole, just in general, I thought he dropped a few jewels. Of course, he did run on to talk about some things that just was all off the rails and all over the place. But all in all, I still felt like I know that interview is gonna get by other people too. Like Hat Man Strikes Back. Like I said, this ain't no disrespect to Hat Man Strikes Back. I'm subscribed to his channel. Go subscribe to his channel. But I think I think even with him, his criticism of Deontay Wilder got so big to where he can't go back and kind of change what he says, or maybe he believed the shit he say wholeheartedly. I don't know. I don't know this dude, but I think that it's like, you wrong, man. I think you wrong on the way he perceives certain things. And I just think if he watch an interview like that, and you can't find nothing good to say about that man, then why the fuck is you watching him? I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel like that man is so fucking dumb, he just that much of a low life, why you so entertained by him? Why do you? I don't get that. Hat Man Strike Back, I don't get his like, I don't get some people how they completely tear down Errol Spence. I don't get that shit. I don't even get how some people completely tear down Terrence Bud Crawford or Canelo. I just don't get some of these boxing fans. Whatever, man. This is a crazy ass fucking sport. But I respect Deontay Wilder coming back. Win, lose, or draw. You know what I'm saying? He proved to me everything he had to prove in the third fight against Tyson Fury. I just wish he would have had a different approach. I wish he would have dismissed the whole glove gate shit. I wish he would have did some road work and got his legs right. And I think he still would have, he probably still would have lost that fight, but he wouldn't have lost on his shield like that. He would have seen the 12th round. You know what I'm saying? But he put his heart on it. He fought his ass off for that fight. This Tyson Fury is a bad motherfucker. He's going to be hard to beat. Period, point blank. Tyson Fury is going to be hard to beat. For one, mentally, he's fucking... Tyson Fury, you can say what you want to say. Some people, they going to believe he cheated, loaded up his gloves, all that. You can believe what you want to believe. I'm going to tell you like this. One thing I can't take away from Tyson Fury is, to a certain extent, he's insane. Just like Deontay Wilder is somewhat delusional. All boxers are delusional. Everybody on this fucking planet walking around has to have some kind of a fucked up mental just to exist. You gotta be somewhat crazy just to exist on this planet. But to exist on this planet and to be a boxer, there's gotta be another level of crazy. And Tyson Fury is, I think, just a level of crazy above Deontay Wilder. And that's why he was able to beat him. Not to mention he's taller, been boxing longer, come from a boxing family, fought the 12 rounds with Deontay Wilder, took his best shot, got back up, and then something clicked to say, this is the way I can beat him. It just, Deontay Wilder gave him the secret to beat him in their first fight. And that's how he won the second fight and the third fight, in my opinion, is because he just figured out Deontay Wilder. He had 12 rounds to figure him out. And it's like, once you figure out your dance partner, you wrap this shit up. Y'all go watch the damn interview. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. This Boxing Nocturnal Thoughts, man. Salute, salute, salute. Salutes out Deontay Wilder, man, for coming back to boxing the sport. The sport definitely is not the same without you. And the heavyweights are still rumbling it up. It is still potential for him to be a heavyweight champion again. And I think if he does regain his championship one way or another way, I think this time, I feel like boxing fans should celebrate him. And that goes the same for Anthony Joshua too. If Anthony Joshua some kind of a way can get back on top, celebrate that man and give him his props. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so what? He ain't as, like, you know, he ain't got that same kind of hardened mentality. He is a little bit more of a gentleman. But at the same time, I think Anthony Joshua, going through what he went through now, he's paid his dues. And Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk he's a motherfucking man. Period, point blank. And Tyson Fury. Period. Salute all these guys and give them their roses while they can smell them. And give me my motherfucking roses while I can smell them. And hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Salute.